Hi everyone, myself Kasansari and we are learning Python for data science. This is our fourth lecture and in this lecture we will see structuring with indentation. This is a very fundamental concept of Python, learning Python. If you don't know about the indentation in Python, then you can't write a very good and efficient code in Python. So without wasting any time, let's start the main concept of indentation. First of all, let us see about the outline of the chapter, what we will learn in this chapter. The first thing we will learn about the blocks, and the second thing, which is the most fundamental concept of Python programming language, that is indenting the code. So in this chapter we will basically learn about the blocks and the indenting the code in Python programming language. Now moving ahead, what is block? Let us see what is a block. A block is a group of statements in a program or a script. Usually it consists of at least one statement and of declaration for blocks. Depending on the programming or scripting language, it means that block consists of at least one or more lines. Like if we define any block, any name, this is the name of block, and this consists the statements in this block. If you have learned about any other programming languages like C, C++ or Python or any other programming language, you must be knowing, if you define any function, then we give the function name, and in this block we write about the function, what the function consists of. This is the block of the function. Now if you have learned any programming language, then you must be knowing about if else condition. So we write if, this is the condition, and then we write the block of the code, that what will happen if this if block is correct. Now moving ahead, let us see some more concept about the blocks. A block is a script or program. It is basically a script, or you can say is a small program, or you may say it is a function to group statement to be treated as if they were one statement. As I have mentioned earlier, we write the block name, then we define the block. We write the statements which will happen if we call this function, or if this is if statement, and what will happen if this if statement is correct. In many cases, it serves as a way to limit the lexical scope of variables and functions. So this is clear. If you don't know, I'll let you know in further coming lectures, that if you write any function, this is the function, and if you declare any variable like a is equals to 5, then the scope of this variable is within this function. This is what this statement is saying, that limit the lexical scope of variables and function. So this a is accessible in this function only. Now block structure were first formalized in Algol language as a compound statement. Programming languages usually use certain methods. This is the most important concept. Every programming language have their own concept of defining any block or creating any function or creating any if else statement with blocks. Like they have begin, they have end. This is the script written in Pascal language. This is where the block begin, and this is where the block ends. Now see, the begin starts from here, but this code within this block starts from some distance. This is called indentation. In the coming slides we will see what is indentation in Python programming language. So this is block, and this is shifted to right. This is called indentation. Now this slide, please keep in mind, to understand the advantages of Python. Just keep in mind about this slide, what is happening in this slide, and it will be helpful in to understand the advantages of Python programming language. This code is written in C language, and this is a conditional statement. If you don't know this, don't worry. Just look, just hear what I am telling you. I'll let you clear everything in the coming lectures about the conditional statements and loops. This is saying that if x is equals to 42, then what will happen? Print the answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe and everything. It means that if statement is correct, means if there is any x and value of x is 42, then this statement will be printed. Else if this if is not correct, means value of x is not 42, it is like 43 or anything, then just a number will be printed. Now the indentation in this code fragment are not necessary, because it is written in C, so indentation is not necessary here. So we can write the code in this form. If x is equals to 42, then this will be printed, else we will print this. Now, but in Python programming language, this will not happen. You have to maintain the indentation of the code. So it is mentioned here that Python uses a different principle. We can't write anything of our own perception. You have to follow the rules and regulation of Python programming language to write any program. Python program get structured through indentation. So structuring in Python programming is done by indentation. See this figure. The block 1 starts from here, then the block second, which is under the block 1, starts from here. This space is left for the indentation. It points that the block 2 comes under block 1 and block 3 comes under block 2, and here the block 2 ends, and here the block 1 ends. So it is clearly visible that the Python programming follow the rule of indentation. We cannot write anything here. The block 2 can't start from here, it have to start from here, and block 3 must be start from here. After that your code will be fine and it will run. Code blocks are defined by their indentation. Okay, that's what we expect from any program, isn't it? This is obvious. We need any programming language to follow any indentation rule, so that we can write any program in very efficient way, and that will be a fine program. But in the case of Python, it is the language requirement, not the matter of style. So keep in mind, this indentation is the requirement of language. It's not just the style to write block 2 to shifting some spaces from left to right, and writing the block 3 from shifting something in left to right. It's not just a style. It's the requirement. It's the requirement of Python programming language. You have to write, you must have to write if you want your program to run very good. Otherwise your program will show error while running. This principle makes it's easier to read and understand other people's code. It means that if someone has written some code, then it will be very easy for you, easy for anyone to read their code. So how does it work? It might be a question, how does the indentation works? All the statement with the same distance, means like print something, this is from the same distance, means this is aligned to the same distance, like this is the principal line, then they are at the same distance, so they will belong to the same block of code. It means that if anything is written at this distance, then they will belong to block 2, and anything written at this distance from, let me change the color, anything written at this distance, they will belong to block 3. That is, the statement within a block line of vertical, means this is a vertical line, and anything written from this will belong to the same block of code, means they will belong to same indentation. The block ends at line less indented or the end of the line, means that the block 1 ends at this, block 2 ends at this, and block 3 ends at this. If a block has to be more deeply nested, it is simply indented further to right. See this, this is indented so deeply, like this is block 1, it is indented block 2, then 3, then it's ends block 2, then it's block 1. Now, this is a Python code. If you don't understand this code, don't worry. I'll let you clear about this code, because we are using a for loop and a conditional, if conditional. If you don't know about this, don't worry, I'll let you clear in coming videos of for loops and conditionals. It is only to clear about the indentation. So I have written, beginners are not supposed to understand the following example, because I haven't introduced most of the use structures like conditional and statement and loops. The program implements an algorithm to calculate Pythagorean triplets. This is a simple program to calculate the Pythagorean triplets. If you know Pythagorean triplets, so it's fine. If you don't know, then it is like a square plus b square is equals to c square. Then this both three, a, b and c, will belongs to Pythagorean triplets. This is a simple mathematics you must have learned in your lower classes. So this is about to calculate the Pythagorean triplets. You will find the explanation of Pythagorean numbers in our chapter, in coming chapter of for loops. Now there is another aspect of structuring in Python which we haven't mentioned so far, which you can see in the example loops and conditionals. A statement in with the colon like this. The for loop end with colon. Let me change the color. Choose this color. This for loop ends with no colon, then if ends with colon, and of course a function, defining a function like def, any function name, then it will end with colon. I'll let you clear everything in the coming lessons, so don't worry if you don't know. The same is true for the function and other structure in introducing blocks. So we should have set Python structure by colon and indentation. So I'll let you clear about this program in the colab. So jump to the colab. So guys, this was our program in our slides. I'll let you clear how indentation work in Python programming language. If you don't understand this program, don't worry. I'm not going to make you clear about what the program does. In this particular lecture, we have to only focus about the indentation. So let me zoom this. Okay, this will be visible. Now we can see that when the for loop starts, so here our for loop starts. Now at the end of for loop, we can see a colon. In Python programming, after a function and after if else and after for loop, after the first statement, after writing the function name, after if writing the if condition, after writing the else, after writing the for, it ends with colon like this, here also, and you can see here. So it is clear from this that from here our first for loop starts. Now this for loop starts from leaving some space. This is called indentation. If we start this for loop from here, this will cause an error. We can see after running this code, it will ask for a maximum number. If I enter 5, then it will give me this triplet 3 4 5, that is 5 square is equal to 4 square plus 3 square. Now this is the program, don't worry about this. If we make some mistake, like if we move this for loop here, then we can see this becomes red. It means that there is something incorrect in your indentation. You have written the program correctly, there is nothing mistake in the program, writing the syntax there, I mean writing the words, the keywords, there is no mistake in writing the keywords, there is only mistake in indentation. That's why it's generating a message that this indentation is incorrect. So if you make any mistake in this, if you make any mistake in indentation, like if we just move this here and move this here and just move this here, now if we run this, then it will cause an error. Cause, like say this, see the error, what error message it's showing. It's showing this in the line 6. There is the first error in line 6. This is c square is equals to, this is the error. See, this must be in this for loop, means it must be intended for loop. If for loop starts from here, then this line will be start from here. That's why this is generating an error. So unindent does not match any other indentation level. So this is the error of indentation. And if you just sort out this problem, like just move this, sorry, and move this here, and if you move this here, so everything is fine now. And if we'll run this program, there will be, sorry, where is incorrect, so this is incorrect. Now if will be in the same sequence of, because this is in the same line, and print function will be here. Let's see. No, it's fine. Now if we enter 5 and just press enter, so it will give the output 3 4 5. So guys, this was just a program to show you how indentation is important in the Python programming language. If you write the program correctly about the keywords, just you have written the keywords and the basic syntax of for loop using colons and other types, but you have not indented your code. If you haven't indented your code, then it will cause an indentation error and your code will not run. So this was the fundamental. I think I thought this must be taught after the first or second lecture. That's why you will clear your mind about the indentation and how indentation works. So guys, this was our fourth lecture, and if you enjoyed this lecture and you have learned something from this lecture, make sure to like this video and share to your friends. Guys, I need your help. Share this video to maximum, so that everyone can get knowledge from this and everyone can master the Python programming language. Thank you guys. Bye bye, take care.